After one of the most controversial decisions in recent memory, New South Wales were able to rally back from the largest deficit to come back and win 22 points to 20 in Game 1. As Game 2 now moves on to Melbourne, we could possibly see New South Wales clinch the series, whilst Queensland will look to force a decider in Brisbane. In this video, we'll go through a quick overview of what happened in Game 1, the teams now for Game 2, and what I think will happen in that matchup. Let's get into it. So, Game 1 was really interesting. Queensland started out absolutely firing, putting belt to ass, and then Ponga took it a little too literally and got sent off. Now, this has been probably the biggest talking point for this game for obvious reasons. I'm going to be honest, I think it was a sin bin, not a send-off. I mean, it's one of those weird ones where straight up, it was a send-off, and then the match review committee just said, yeah, he's just only paying a fine, but he's fine. I mean, as a Knights fan, that's good. For an Origin fan, what? Which then started seeing New South Wales finally started to play well, which eventually elided in the moment where Tedesco somehow catches the contested ball from the kick from Cleary to score with about 90 seconds remaining, and Cleary taking about half a year to take the conversion, and New South Wales won Game 1. And the fallout from that from Queensland has been fucking mental. We have seen a lot of people calling into question the match official for that, Ashley Klein, even to the point of the Courier Mail, the main newspaper in Queensland, calling for a petition to have him banned from serving State of Origin. Like, man, like, of all the bad decisions in State of Origin history, this is the one that gets the petition, and this is the team that had it, yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like, oh, how can self-respecting journalists put out something like that? Well, but then again, you're also offending journalists by comparing them to the Courier Mail, so... But unfortunately for them, the match officials and all of the added referees will remain the same, which we'll get into how this could play into Game 2 later. But without further ado, there's been a lot of talk with the teams, so let's go through them. Starting off with New South Wales. James Tedesco at fullback, Brian Tyler and Tyler Cooler on the wings with Casey McLean, not Maguire, and Katoni Staggs in the centres. Mitchell Moses and Nathan Cleary as halfback and 5'8" in reverse. Yeah, I'm a genius. Payne Haas and Mitch Barnett as the props with Reece Robson as the hooker. Hudson Young and Dylan Lucas as the second rowers with Isaiah Yeo at lock. Cameron Murray, Victor Radley, Anna Fanua-Blake, Abasai Kurasel, Ethan Stranger, Mark Nawangani to Wasley on the bench. With one of the big talking points, Hamal Olakau'atu as the reserve. Now, getting into that, obviously, that is the big talking point. Olakau'atu not being in the team. It's an interesting one. Like, I definitely feel he could have probably been used as an impact sub, and I don't know, I feel like some of the players being brought in, like, I do think Abasai Kurasel is a really good player, but it's like, you know, did we see what happened to his team early this week? And Laurie Dale's like, yeah, I want some of that. I mean, Dylan Lucas being in the team, he was in the team obviously last game, but this is be his first time actually playing, and he gets a start, so that's good to see. I just hope he gets proper distribution, because if that's the case, he'll be very effective for the Blues. If they don't give him the distribution, then yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So in terms of the type of players also out for this game, you've got Blake Brayley, Jacob Saifidi, Matt Burton, and Stephen Crichton also not in the Blues team. Now for Queensland, they have Kalen Ponga at fullback, Selwyn Cobbo and Jojo Fafita on the wings, Robert Toy and Amiso Tabuai-Fidow in the centres, Cameron Munster and Sam Walker as the playmakers, Thomas Flegler, Harry Grant and Tino Fasuamaleaui as the prop hooker prop, Brenton Nakora and Kurt Capewell in the second row with Ruben Cotter at lock, Max Plath, Lindsay Collins, Kuli Kefu, Finifawaki, Trent Lorio, Reece Walsh and Murray Talagi on the bench, with Helam Lukey as the reserve. Not lie, really happy that Helam Lukey is actually involved in the squad, because he's been really, really good for the Cowboys this year. And I think it's been good to see he gets it. And obviously he is a reserve, but it's nice to see him in the team anyways. Yeah, not really too many changes. I mean, Shibasaki, Carrigan and Ezra Mam are not involved in the team this year, but obviously there was a lot of debate with Reece Walsh or Callum Ponga as the fullback, as Callum Ponga wanted to become a bit of a headhunter. He's He's done it twice now. It's, I mean, in my personal defense, the entire NRL basically tried to headhunt him for about a 1 or 2 year period. So I think it's good Kalen Pong is getting some licks back. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting team to see how it goes on. I mean, they're looking at Reece Walsh being an impact player. So it's going to be one of those questionable ones, but I feel like this is a Queensland team that's going to come out guns blazing. So now let's get into what I think could transpire down in Melbourne next week and look at who do we think will win Game 2. Now, in terms of the refereeing decision, obviously brought back earlier, it's the same team being used for Game 2 as it was in Game 1, which I know a lot of Queenslanders aren't happy because of the decisions that were made in Game 1, but to be honest, you should be cheering because, let's be honest, I'm just going to put the mic in really closely so I can whisper this to you. You're going to get every fucking decision. Basically, there is an entire state aiming their weapons at this refereeing team. You really think you're not going to get the rub of the green in this game? Are we being serious? But now going into the actual teams, I mean, Queensland dominated in the early stages of Game 1. And then I would like to say, yes, the send-off definitely played a factor in this, but I feel like even if it was a sim bin, I think it still would have had an effect on the game because momentum in rugby league swings ridiculously now, especially this year where it becomes so vigorous in its swing. So I guess there is like to think, even if it was a sim bin, I wouldn't have been surprised if New South Wales still came back and won. But yeah, New South Wales definitely need to play a lot better, and Queensland, I think, just need to keep playing like they did in that opening half instead of Origin Game 1. Just don't be stupid. So yeah, in conclusion, what do I think is going to happen in Game 2? You know, the viewership does get better with a decider. To be fair, I feel like even if the referees are in the factor of it or not, I do think Queensland they're going to switch on here and try to be continuous with their performance. And I'm just going to say, yep, I think Queensland are going to win Game 2, which is going to force a decider up at Suncorp. Not trying to say the referees are going to get involved in any way. I mean, it's not like the NRL referees to get involved in a match and determine its outcome. It's not been a thing. What do you guys think? Who wins Game 2? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.